Hi, everyone. I'm Pete Wright with LexJet, and I'm joined today by Jacob Hardin. Jacob is the product manager at Epson, and he specializes in the Epson T-Series. Jacob, how are you doing today?
Good, good, good.
So,
Thank you.
so Jacob, just to get started, kind of give us an overview of where the Epson T-Series falls in the lineup and exactly what the T-Series is.
Yeah, that's a good question. The T series is a really versatile product that we have in the large format product line in Epson. We have a lot of industrial printers, we have a lot of photo printers and things like that. The T series is just very versatile and it can print out posters from schools all the way to construction plans and vinyl banners and everything in between. So it's kind of the workhorse of the family, if I had to describe it.
Now, looking at the T series, it looks like there's a lot of printers in the family. You've got kind of entry level, mid level, higher level ones. Kind of break down the difference to me for somebody that's just coming in, they're just looking at printers and they're trying to decide which one's right for them, where they lie, what the differences are between them.
Sure. We have 2 to 3 different categories, and they fit just a variety of users. It starts with an entry-level class that's, really affordable, starts out under $1,000 MSRP, and that's a printer that anybody could just take and put on their counter or put in their office space, and they could print out single posters, a couple posters at a time, or a couple plans at a time. Really straightforward, easy to use. It's really no more complex than a home printer. But then we have some other products that are a little bit faster, higher ink capacities, really geared toward more users using the printer. So you've got like 10 or 15 people that are using the machine. You need to produce a lot more jobs, a little more faster output. That'd be something where a step up line or a work group class would work out really, really well. And then we have a production class that has the best of features, large ink sets, can print directly rigid poster board. It's a lot of things you can do with that. So we have over 18 different models, but it's appropriate because we have a lot of different types of users. So some just need a couple plans. Some are using the printer day in and day out, 8 hours a day. We get something that kind of fits for everybody.
Gotcha. Now, the T series, is it primarily for architects and engineers, or is there a group outside of the CAD family that it really works well for?
Yeah, good question. Mostly we are known for T series for architects and engineers, but we do a lot of business in the education market too. Schools need to print posters and they need to print out menus for that day. Wayfinding, come in, the event is to the left, print out posters and put them on an easel and send people different directions. We actually have a lot of presence in education because of the capabilities of T Series, but also because we're just so well known in education because of all the projectors that we have across the country and across the world, and the other products that people use from Epson in the education space.
So I think when most people think of a T series type printer, they're thinking, line drawings. They're thinking black and white line drawings, and that's it. But Epson's really known for their color range and the quality with photos on the other lines of printers. Will they be surprised by what the T series can do? Does this do like way above and beyond just line drawings? And where kind of can their mindset go with what they can probably do with this machine that they don't know of?
Yeah, that's a great question. The technology that we have in T series printers was born out of Epson photo products. So that same precision, that same consistency, that technology all stems from the photo space. So since you have that consistently throughout the product line, you basically have the same threads that are going to give you excellent photo quality coming out of the printer. Now, somebody who's used to seeing all their prints out of a 12 color machine is going to look at that and say, no way. But somebody who has generally got their prints done in a photo lab, which may have been done on an Epson printer, or been printing photos out on their home machine, they're going to step into a print head technology that's printing out prints that they may have not ever seen that kind of quality before. So, from line drawings all the way over to photo stuff, because of the history and because of where this technology comes from, and because of what we build these machines from, It's just stunning color quality, excellent precision that comes out, not just for line drawings, but for all the color stuff too. Posters, renderings, even just, some general photos you need to print out. You're getting really fantastic technology just to print your photos out, and they look great.
Now, to that end, I mean, we're talking line drawings. I think most people, when they think of line drawings, again, they're also thinking just plain paper. They're thinking a bond or something like that. Well, if you could do all of these great quality images off this printer that's above and beyond what most people imagine, are you able to do it on other medias, or are you limited to bond and plain paper type medias?
Yeah, there are so many medias that are out there and available. It's a big component of what we do. There's always the print head. If you have an excellent print head, that's the good foundation. If you have solid inks, nice pigment set of inks, 4 color, 5 color, 6 color, fantastic. All of these things just contribute to a great print. There are so many inkjet ready medias available on the market. You'd be surprised at what you can print. So, for example, if I wanted to print a covering for a window or a door, right? You can print on an adhesive back media on a T-Series, and you can actually print coverings. For example, if you have a backlit sign, you could print on a clear film to make your sign into that backlit sign insert. That could be done on T-Series. If you need to show everybody what the menu and the specials are today, right? For your restaurant, for your hotel, or for your cafe that's on campus. You could dream up whatever you need to say, put it on the sheet, run it out on a rigid poster board, and basically your idea to poster comes out in about 2 or 3 minutes and saves the day because you don't have to run out and go make posters and things like that. There's so many medias that you can print on, and we have experts out there to help you basically create anything. A lot of times, T-Series, we ask, what do you want to print? And then we just say, here's the media, here's the printer, and we've solved it for you. So a
So
lot of
if
flexibility.
so if you are an architect or an engineer and you're only doing line drawings, well, when you finish that job that those line drawings are for, get some good photos of it, and now you can print images of that for display in your office.
Yeah, 100%. This could be like a reveal situation. If you wanted to line up 6 different iterations of what you're working on for the client, you could put all those on a easel and do an unveiling. You could print out exactly printers of your best work and hang them around the office. You're really just surprised when you see the output and what could come from a printer like this with this kind of technology, even if it's a photo versus what you're used to. Just the ability for this print head to do the gradients and do the precise little details and the things that you wouldn't normally see in a normal printer. It's just absolutely amazing. So it is a commercial product. It's a commercial grade print head, and the photos and line drawings, all that versatility comes out of this. So photos looks excellent, renderings look excellent. I've seen some amazing, just elevation level renderings, and they were so good that people just ended up framing them after they showed them to the customers. So there's a lot of capabilities with that. You should be using the color capabilities of the printers if you have one in house.
So I know one of the products we have is Tyvek, and that'll print on aqueous printers. So it's coated so that it'll print on your printers. So another idea they could take is the Tyvek. If you're an architect or an engineer or something like that, and you've got a building project going on, so many companies are now taking Tyvek, printing their company logo or their company name on the Tyvek, and they're wrapping the houses on with the Tyvek that's branded to them while it's sitting there wrapped, or they're wrapping the fences around the construction site in Tyvek. So there's so much that you can do with the printers that you've already got. You've got these T-Series that do way more, like you said, more than just using the black ink. You've got all these color inks in there that you can really take advantage of, not only offering products or things that you didn't even think of, but also branding and marketing your company in a new, fresh way.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything down to yard signs, for example. I mean, you could print some of these things. The only difference between printing like a solvent banner and something on one of these T-Series printers that you already have Solvent banners, you can print these banners and they'll be out there forever, years and years and years and years. But if you want to do some basic advertising, you can print short-term, out-term banners, yard signs. You can print giveaways on your printer. This is all from like your plotter that's in your office, right? So if you get a color insert, inkset, PrecisionCore print head, all this stuff comes together, and you can print more than you ever imagined.
Now, you brought up Solvent, and that was going to be one of my next questions. Where does the T-Series land, and where does it fit for somebody compared to like a Solvent or a Latex or a resin type printer? Where do you sit back and say, you know what, the T-Series is actually a better fit for me than these printers?
Yeah, so solvent printing, and the type that comes with that. If you're printing banners, posters, wall coverings, and all of these things, and you're doing this day in and day out, where durability and color are definitely the things that you need for those types of materials. I mean, if you're building a wall and you need to cover the whole thing, probably need a 64-inch solvent printer. But for somebody who's doing general day-to-day printing and saying, you know what, I plan out a flow chart here for the IT team. I print out some photos for the marketing department, and then I need to go over here and print some engineering drawings. Why not just jump on that and say, hey, you know what? I could do some facility signage. It's all coming out of the same printer. So the versatility is definitely there, but it's really for somebody who's doing day-to-day large format printing and needs to print a couple banners here and there to take care of their facilities, to advertise some things and stuff like that. Not your primary purpose to be printing banners and that kind of signage all day, but more so your T-Series is doing all the day in and day out work. You don't have to send somebody out to the store to get these banners. You don't have to do this. With the right roll of media, you can just do it right here. So yeah, it's nice.
So talk to me about the inks. We talked a little bit about inks. Talk to me about the inks in terms of where we're going to fall pricing, where we're going to fall in terms of longevity and things like that. Is it kind of a really good economical option? And is it something that it's going to give you the results you want from not only an image standpoint, but a longevity standpoint and things like that?
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of different ink formulations out there. Technically, a lot of the printers that they're aqueous, or they're inkjet solvent printers. They're inkjet aqueous printers. They're all different technologies that are out there. We use on almost all our printers, 17 out of 18 printers in the line. We use all pigment, um, aqueous inks. So what that means is that they are instant dry. They are ready to use as soon as they come out of the printer, and they are smudge fade and water resistant. So this is important because if you're doing some of those things that I mentioned, some indoor banners, or if you're printing some plans, or you need some posters to go out, or you're working on a flow chart that you just printed out, 36 inches wide, you're using these documents. They're utility. So you might have some cup of coffee might spill on it, or you might have a ruler on there, or just different tools that are laying on, stuff like that, people touching it. The ability for these all pigment inks is to have them be very, very durable. So they are smudge, fade, and water resistant because of that nature on almost all our products. In the photo space, we actually have printers that are certified where if you print using the ultra-chrome inks, the prints are actually certified to last up to 200 years black and white, 400 years black and white, 200 years in color. So while now not all of our printers are certified, or they've been through that certification, they carry similar chemistry to those products that have been certified for that long. So we have some confidence that these prints will last a long time. So we call them archival pigment quality inks. And we want that assurance in there. We do have some customers and some products out in the market that do not use all pigment inks. Sometimes they will use just a pigment ink for the black color, for example. or and then dye it for some of the other ones, right? But we're pretty confident in our products that have the all pigment inks to have that kind of longevity, so you can have some archival quality if you need to print out some documents and store them, and so on.
All right. So you've made this investment. You've got a printer that now we've talked about it can do way more than you probably thought it could. So you're in a good position in terms of I made an investment, I've got a machine. Not only can it do the things that I want, but it also gives me the ability to expand my offerings and do even more. Well, I've made an investment. I want to make sure that investment is going to last and it's going to be around. So talk to me about the machine itself. What are we looking at in terms of maintenance, service, things like that?
Hmm. Yeah, these machines have really come a long way in terms of being more self-sufficient and customer operable. Some of our new machines, we've actually made them to be pretty hands-off. If you do need to change a cartridge or something like that, it takes about 5 seconds or a roll. All the operations in the front makes it really, really easy to operate. As far as maintenance goes, there isn't a lot of maintenance. Our printheads use NVT technology, which is nozzle verification technology. And what it'll do is before it goes to print, it'll actually scan and make sure all the nozzles are firing. If they're not, it'll correct the issue and then it'll proceed to print. So you don't have a lot of user self-cleaning with the print head and these things. When there's an issue, the printer tends to take care of itself. So for maintenance, you might have a cutter blade you have to replace every 2 years or something like that. Maybe a little lighter if you're cutting some heavy media. But generally speaking, there's not a lot of user maintenance that needs to be had on these printers. They're meant to go out there, continue to print, fix issues on their own if they need, and keep going.
All right. So again, same type thing from that investment standpoint. Spent all this money. I bought a really great printer. Do I now have to also go buy software to run it? Or does it come with something that's going to work for me? And can it work with some of the apps that I already have, like Adobe?
Hmm. Yeah, it'll work with most of the apps you already have. The way it generally works is you have a graphics program, and then it'll take your output, it'll hand it over to the Epson driver, or in some cases, you can get a printer that has PostScript that's built on board if you want a true Adobe workflow all the way through. So yes, the printers out of the box have a lot of options. They'll work with most of the apps that you're using already today, including Acrobat, so that's no problem. And we have some printers with some advanced capabilities too, if you really want to run different workflows and you're concerned about how things are communicating with your printer. So we have some capabilities on that advanced level too.
All right. So all great information. Last question I want to hit you with. I'm on the fence. I'm buying my first printer. I'm looking at all these options out there and I'm looking at the Epson T-Series. Why should I choose the Epson T-Series printer?
Hmm. Yeah, I think it really comes down to three reasons. Number one, our precision core printhead technology has been development and perfected over the past 20 years. It's the engine of the car. It's literally designed to be precise, consistent, and give you just excellent quality output. That Epson photo quality and printer quality has just been out there for a long time. And we think that everybody would be pleased to see the output that comes from Epson T-Series printers. The second piece of this is those print head just being designed to last the life of the printer. This print head, when you get into that kind of technology, we want things to be hands off. We want things to have low customer intervention. They just want to print, send the prints over, have it come out, have it be great quality and consistent, and that's it. So the print heads are just designed to life's love for the printer. The third piece of it is that we really just designed these to be very compact and powerful. These are centered around your operations, the things that you like to do. They work with your apps. We have a lot of software and technology that's free that just comes with the printer that helps you with your flow and helps you become just very efficient. We just strive to make these things easy, consistent, and make those prints that last a long time and look good. That's really what it all comes down. So I've had folks that have never been able to get their head wrapped around choosing the right media, choosing the right size, doing all the functions in the drivers and stuff like that. We literally have a piece of software that can replace all of that. That's free, that works with all of T-Series, allows you to drag and drop a file directly into the interface, see a large preview and exactly what you're getting, and hit print, and it comes out, and it's just a beautiful quality poster. So I feel confident that the product gives you great results. It's very consistent and doesn't require a lot of fuss to operate, and you're going to be really happy with the output. So it's as simple as that.
So quality, reliability, ease of use, all in one package.
All in
Hard to
one
beat.
package.
Fantastic. Jacob,
Good.
thanks for giving me some time today. If you have any questions about the Epson T-Series and want to find out which model is right for you, give us a call at 1-800-4LexJet. And for all of your printer and supply needs, check us out at LexJet.com.